Hello there, backyard installers. This is Matt Bogart. Once again, we are on our little dash mission. Let me make sure my camera is clean. This is a dash that we're building right now or I am building, I should say, for a Hyundai Sonata two-door coupe. As you can see now, where I'm at is I've gone ahead and I've built the upper, mid, and lower pieces. One of the hard parts, which I don't even know if it's going to show up in the video and stuff, is that these lines right here. I know that this is kind of hard to see. I'm actually trying to focus in on it, but these lines right here, these are separation lines. Basically, these are the thickness of vinyl. And whenever you're doing a project like this, for me, one of the majors is about what it really does look like at the very end. I know that a lot of people could just simply throw things together, group this together, and call it a day. But the issue here is I want to be able to take things out. So like all these panels and radios, all the centerpieces here, this is all going to come out just like normal, just like you were to snap it out, from factory. The reason for this is that, as I had said before in the beginning, the upper portion of the dash and the lower portion of the dash are two completely different pieces. So the upper piece is going to be completely re-vinyled, and the lower portion will leave it alone. So we have to have that done. Now, one of the purposes of this particular video is I want to talk about cyanoacrylates. Cyanoacrylates are commonly known as CAs. These would be classifications of adhesives such as like superglue. So, the easiest way I can say is superglue. But they come in many different classifications. They have different properties in terms of whether they can bond to plastics, metals, not liquid, but a state, very soft state of materials, such as like rubber. And I don't mean to say I'm sorry, I apologize. So what I'm doing here, in this case, what I'm doing is I'm doing a plastic-to-plastic bonding. Now these areas here, this is two completely different plastics. This is actually a foam plastic, and this is ABS. And so you can see right here is that, when I was putting this together, I'm literally building on the fly, so there's no written rule of what I'm doing. So I'm going to have to piece parts together to bond whole sections together. So this area here and all these, it's becoming one panel all the way up. So now I'm having to bond these two together. And so what I've done is I've used a CA that I normally use, and it is a thicker. It's designed for large gap filling, is what it's designed for. And what that means is that its molecular content is thicker or heavier or gooier, so that when you glue it together, when you bond these two surfaces together, any voids in between, when it's activated, it'll harden and be almost as tough as the plastic itself. So we won't have to worry about it breaking off, snapping off, or when you're resanding all this together. So anyway, so I just wanted to show you this because, like I said, this is a trick that I like to do. I told a buddy of mine, Eric Stevens, a long time ago, that if I had known about CAs when I was younger and stuff like that, I'd have built everything with CA. It's not the end-all, be-all of everything, but it really is a good stop-get measure for on-the-fly type building. Allows you to fill gaps and stuff. Now, I can't fill large, huge gaps like these and stuff. These are impossible to fill. So these will be backfilled with a different type, like an epoxy. And epoxy would be a very good state for here. Another one is a type of Bondo. It's a fiberglass resin type of Bondo. That would be a very good area right here to fill in this void area because it turns into a very solid object and bonds between the two plastics. Now, one of the things I'm doing is I'm pulling off a trick, and that trick is I'm using a POP or a polyprep type of material. It's used to help basically open up the surface of the plastics so that when the CAs are coming in contact with the plastics, it allows it to kind of like seep into its pores so that the two materials have something to actually molecularly bond into. It has to be able to grip onto the other molecules. And so a polyprep allows us to do this as any kind of a preparation. So the poly prep, once you spray it down, it's good for 24 hours. And so once I'm done with all the general workout here, I'm going to go in and backfill this, get this flat, backfill this, round over the edge, make everything look really good. So, but anyway, that's it for right now. Again, I will get back to what next video. I should have most of the framing done, almost completed. Finally, this has been a really challenge for me. It's been a while since I've been stumped, but this one got me a little bit. But like I said, going through it, and I'll see you guys in a little bit.